have a message today for the collective, but please remember that not every message is meant for everyone. So take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Now, let's get into it. What I'm hearing is that many people are still stuck in Egypt. This isn't just a physical location, but also a state of mind. Egypt represents being trapped in the past, in old ways of thinking, old habits, and old beliefs. It's like holding on to thoughts and ideas that no longer help you grow. You might still be doing things the way you've always done them because that's what feels familiar, but this is stopping you from moving forward. When we come into this world, we are taught many things by our parents, our families, society, and even the world around us. From a young age, we are told what is good, what is bad, what we should do, and what we should do, and what we shouldn't. We accept these ideas because we trust the people who raise us. But the problem is that we don't always question these beliefs. We don't always experience things for ourselves to see what's true for us. Instead, we just take in what we are told and make it a reality. Over time, we start living by other people's truths rather than our own. This is why many people today feel lost and unsure of their purpose. They start asking questions like, why am I here? Or what am I supposed to do with my life? They feel stuck because they are living by beliefs and ideas that were handed down to them, not ones they discovered for themselves. When you don't find your own truth, it can feel like life doesn't make sense. You may even feel disconnected from your own purpose. The message here is that the Egypt you are stuck in is not just a physical place but a state of mind. In the Bible, Egypt represents slavery and Pharaoh represents the ruler of that system. But on a deeper level, this story is about mental and spiritual slavery. Egypt is where you are mentally stuck, and Pharaoh is what controls your mind. This could be fear, doubt, or anything that holds you back from realizing your true potential. What's important to understand is that God is calling you to free yourself from this mental slavery. God is asking you to come out of that old mindset and change your perspective. Many of us have been caught up in old beliefs and old ways of thinking for so long that we don't even realize it. We need to let go of these outdated beliefs to move forward in life. Our ancestors went through similar experiences. If you think back to the stories of Moses, David, and Solomon, you'll see that they all had moments where they were called to step into their purpose. These stories are more than just historical events, they are meant to show us how we can overcome challenges in our own lives. Just like them, we are being called to wake up and realize who we really are. If you don't take the time to discover your true self, you risk being influenced by others and losing your way. This is why it's so important to go within yourself and ask, who am I? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Instead of just following the crowd or doing what everyone else is doing, you need to find your own path. It's about seeking the truth within yourself rather than relying on what other people have told you. Many of us are still holding on to beliefs that were passed down by our parents, society, or the world around us. These beliefs may have served a purpose at one point, but now they are holding us back. They keep us stuck in a place where we feel lost and unsure of what we're supposed to do with our lives. We start asking questions like, why am I going through this? Why is life so hard? These feelings of confusion come from the fact that we haven't taken the time to discover who we truly are. The story of Moses is a powerful example of what it means to be called to a higher purpose. Moses was chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, which symbolizes freeing people from slavery, but Moses didn't feel ready for this task. He doubted himself and questioned whether people would listen to him. He didn't feel confident in his ability to speak or lead others. But God reminded him that he was the one who gave Moses the ability to speak and lead. God had already given Moses everything he needed to fulfill his purpose. In the same way, many of you are being called to step into your own purpose, but you may feel like Moses, unsure of whether you are good enough, unsure of whether people will listen to you. You might feel like you don't have what it takes to lead or make a difference. But just like God reassured Moses, He is also telling you that you already have everything you need. God has given you the tools, the strengths, and the abilities to fulfill your purpose. Sometimes God will even separate you from others to help you grow. He may isolate you from friends, family, or your usual surroundings so that He can work on you. This period of isolation is meant to build you up and prepare you for the next step in your journey. When God is ready, He will send you back to help others who are still stuck in the same place you were. Your experiences, challenges, and struggles are meant to help others. When you come through the other side, you will have the wisdom and strength to guide others through similar challenges. The idea of Exodus, the story of the Israelites leaving Egypt, is not just about a physical journey, it's about a spiritual and mental departure. Right now, we are in a season of Exodus, which means that many of us are being called to leave behind old ways of thinking, old habits, and even certain people who no longer support our growth. This is a time for change, for growth, and for stepping into a new season of life. God gave Moses the task of freeing the Israelites, even though Moses doubted his ability. He didn't feel like he was the right person for the job. But God reassured him, saying, I will be with you, and I will give you the words to speak. Similarly, if you feel unsure or unqualified, remember that God has already equipped you with everything you need. You may not feel ready, but God is telling you to trust the process and take that first step. Your voice is powerful, and it has the ability to create change. You have the power to free yourself from whatever is holding you back, whether it's fear, doubt, or old beliefs that no longer serve you. By speaking your truth and stepping into your purpose, you can make a difference not only in your own life but in the lives of others. In Exodus, God tells Moses to use what's in his hand. This is a reminder that God has already given you everything you need to succeed. Whether it's a talent, skill, or gift, you have something special that can help you fulfill your purpose. You don't need to wait for more resources or more validation from others. You already have what you need to make an impact. As you step into this new season, remember that there will be challenges. There will be people who doubt you or try to hold you back because they don't see the vision you have. But don't let that stop you. Just like Moses faced resistance, you might face opposition. However, God is with you every step of the way, guiding you and giving you the strength to overcome. The season of Exodus is about departure, leaving behind the things that no longer serve you and stepping into a new way of thinking. It's about freeing yourself from mental and spiritual slavery and embracing the future that God has for you. So as you go through this process, trust that you are being guided and supported. You are not alone in this journey. In conclusion, the message today is simple. You are being called to step into your purpose. You are being called to leave behind old beliefs, habits, and mindsets that no longer serve you. Like Moses, you may feel unsure, unqualified, but trust that God has given you everything you need. Your voice is powerful and it can create change. You have the ability to free yourself from whatever is holding you back, and by doing so, you can help others do the same. This is your season of Exodus, your time to grow, to change, and to step into the life that God has prepared for you. So take that step and trust that you are on the right path. You have something powerful inside of you, but you may not realize it yet. It's like holding a rod that seems ordinary and still. In the Bible, God used Moses' rod and turned it into a snake, a symbol of wisdom and transformation. This story is a reminder that what seems insignificant or unused in your life could become something wise and powerful when you put it to use with God's guidance. Many of you have hidden talents, gifts, or spiritual abilities, but fear is holding you back. You're afraid of what others might think or say if you step out and use these gifts. But God is saying it's time to stop letting fear control you. He has given you something unique, and when you start using it, you'll see how it can turn into wisdom, success, and purpose. God is asking you, what have I placed in your hands? What have I given you? Um, Now is the time to recognize it, use it, and transform your life and the lives of others. In Exodus 4:7, we read about Moses doubting himself. He wasn't sure if he could fulfill God's calling to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. Despite these doubts, Moses trusted God and followed his instructions. Moses' story teaches us that trusting God is essential, even when we don't fully understand his plan for our lives. Sometimes you may feel uncertain about your path or your purpose, but just like Moses, you are being called to trust God and surrender your doubts to him. When Moses finally let go of his fears and doubts, God used him in amazing ways to rescue an entire nation from slavery. This message is also for those of you who feel like you're not being heard or believed. Sometimes you might try to tell others about the gifts or the message that God has given you, and they don't take you seriously. But don't worry, just like Moses was told that people would eventually believe him, you have to trust that in time people will see the truth in your words and actions. It may not happen right away, but as you continue walking in faith, people will begin to recognize what you've been trying to show them. So stop worrying about what others think of you and instead focus on using your gifts for good. Many of you are like magicians, not in a dark or harmful way, but in the sense that you have the power to turn something small into something big. You have the ability to take your ideas, talents, or dreams and turn them into something successful and meaningful. Just like how Jesus turned water into wine, you can take the ordinary parts of your life and turn them into something extraordinary. But you need to step out in faith and use what you've been given. Your small business idea, your hidden talent, or your passion can become something huge, but only if you trust yourself and God enough to take action. If this message resonates with you, you should spend some time reflecting on the story of Moses. His journey teaches us that sometimes we have to go through tough times or challenges before we reach our purpose. You may be going through your own struggles right now, but remember that peace often comes after facing difficulties. Before you can fully embrace your true self and your calling, you might have to battle with doubt, fear, or uncertainty. This journey has 4 stages, and understanding these stages can help you better navigate your own life. Stage 1: freeing your mind. The first stage is about freeing your mind from fear, doubt, and the expectations of others. You might be holding yourself back because you're afraid of what people will think or because you don't fully believe in yourself yet. This is where many of us get stuck. You need to break free from these limiting beliefs and accept who you are. God has called you for a specific purpose, and it's time to embrace that purpose. Until you free your mind from fear and self-doubt, you won't be able to move forward in your journey. It's not easy, but God is asking you to trust in Him and let go of the things that are keeping you from stepping into your true calling. Stage 2: the journey to transformation. Once you've started freeing your mind, you enter the second stage, the journey to transformation. This is where you begin to accept your path and work on healing. It might be a difficult time because you're letting go of things that no longer serve you. This could include toxic relationships, negative habits, unhealthy thoughts, or anything that's been holding you back. This stage is about detoxing your life and making room for growth. You might feel like you're going through a tough spiritual or emotional cleansing, but it's necessary for your transformation. By letting go of these things, you're making space for the new and better version of yourself to emerge. Stage 3: aligning with God's plan. Some of you are already on this part of the journey where you've accepted your path and are aligning yourself with God's plan. This is a stage of spiritual maturity. You've worked through your fears and doubts, and now you're in a place where you're walking in your purpose. You might be a spiritual leader, teacher, healer, or someone who's deeply connected to your faith. God is helping you grow and guiding you to higher levels of understanding. This is a time when you're ascending from the physical, everyday concerns of life to a more spiritual and purposeful way of living. You are becoming the person God always intended you to be, and you're getting closer to fulfilling your divine purpose. Stage 4: Building and Mastering Your Gifts. The final stage is about building and mastering your gifts. God has given you talents, abilities, and spiritual gifts, and now He is asking you to develop them fully. This is the time to focus on honing your skills and using them to serve others. Whether you're an artist, a leader, a speaker, or someone with a unique spiritual gift, this stage is about perfecting what you've been given and using it to fulfill your purpose. God wants to take you to the next level, but it's up to you to do the work and make sure you're ready for that next step. This is where you take what's been given to you and turn it into something powerful that can change your life and the lives of others. Overcoming regret and emotional struggles. Some of you might be feeling regret or emotional pain right now. You might be haunted by past mistakes or feel overwhelmed by your current situation. But understand that this is part of the process. When you're about to make a big shift in your life, it often comes with feelings of discomfort or uncertainty. You may feel like you're being tested or challenged, but this is because you're on the verge of something new. God is preparing you for a new season, and the struggles you're facing are part of that preparation. Instead of resisting these feelings, lean into them and trust that they are leading you to something better. If you're feeling stuck or unsure, it's because you're resisting change. God is asking you to step into your true self, not the version of you that others expect. This might mean stepping into a new role or calling that feels unfamiliar or even scary. But remember, you are being called for a reason, and God will give you the strength to fulfill your purpose. Embracing your uniqueness. You might feel different or like you don't fit in, and that's because you're not meant to. You are here for a special purpose, and part of that purpose is being set apart from the crowd. You have a unique light to share with the world, and it's time to stop hiding it. You have wisdom, gifts, and abilities that the world needs, but first you need to recognize them in yourself. Don't be afraid to stand out. You were made to be different for a reason. God is constantly giving you signs and guidance, but you need to pay attention. These signs might come in the form of conversations, random ideas, or even small events throughout your day. When you ask God for guidance, He answers in subtle ways, so be open to recognizing these signs. It could be something as simple as someone mentioning an idea that you've been thinking about, or a feeling of peace when you make a certain decision. Pay attention to these moments because they are God's way of leading you in the right direction. Moving forward in faith. Now is the time to follow your passion and let go of anything or anyone holding you back. You are meant to be a leader, a guide, and someone who helps others find their way, just like Moses led the Israelites to their promised land. To fulfill this role, you need to cut off negative influences, whether it's fear, jealousy, or old beliefs that no longer serve you. Only by fully embracing your purpose and partnering with God can you step into your full potential. If this message speaks to you, know that you're on the right path. Trust God, use your gifts, and know that you are being guided towards something greater. Your journey may not be easy, but it will be worth it when you step into the life God has planned for you. No matter how many times they try, they end up hurting themselves. That's something important to know. I'm also hearing names of places like Mali, Europe, Jamaica, Florida, Washington, D.C., Portugal, where they speak Portuguese, and Cameroon. This could mean something to you. You're someone searching for truth. You want to know who you are, why you're here, and what you're meant to do. You're on the right path. Many people don't try to figure out their true selves, they just follow the crowd. But you're different, you're willing to walk your own path and seek the truth. You're doing the right thing that your ancestors want to reward you, But first, you need to work on yourself. They want you to reconnect with your highest self and unlock your past life gifts. When you pray, ask God to activate the spiritual gifts you brought into this life. Because you're searching for truth, you're closer to finding it than you think. With each step you take, you're getting closer, so keep going. But know that this journey isn't always easy. You'll face challenges, good times, bad times, and sadness. But remember, God promises that there's a time for everything, time to cry, time to laugh, and everything in between. You can't avoid these things, but they'll help you grow. While you're waiting for things to fall into place, whether it's financial success, love, or something else, focus on your skills and talents. Don't rely too much on people. Work on mastering the gifts you have. Like the story of Moses and his staff, which he used to part the Red Sea, you have a gift that can open doors for you and others. You just need to master it and use it well, though God supports you. Even if others don't see your vision yet, focus on your passion and your work, and God will bless your efforts. Your gifts and talents aren't just for you, they're meant to help others too. Don't chase money. Instead, focus on how you can use your gifts to serve others. Maybe you've been through hard times, and now you can help others avoid the same mistakes. To be a good leader, you must first learn how to serve others. That's what leadership is really about, helping people. If you've seen a blue jay, it's a sign that it's time to grow and use your voice to spread your message. If you've seen a peacock, it's a sign of transformation. God is helping you become the person you're meant to be. As you continue on this path, the Holy Spirit will reveal who you truly are, but you must be okay with walking this journey alone sometimes. Trust that you are protected and know that everything you're going through is helping you discover the truth about yourself. Spend time in nature to stay grounded. Your gifts will create new opportunities for you. Just like Moses led his people, you are here to help others and lead them. Your gift is meant to open doors for you and others and to help you fulfill your mission. I hope this message brings you peace and clarity. Blessings to you.